it gets, the harder it is. You know, we can, when it's at a local level, when it's at a state level, you at least have the opportunity to go face-to-face with folks, go up to the state capitol and talk with them. When it gets...
I don't know. I tried talking to some state police this morning, and they looked right at me, and they said, you get in your car, and you get out of here. Get out of here. Judith, stay there. Long segment coming up. You'll be able to roll through all these subsections and the enforcement areas. We'll tie it into Agenda 21 and a lot of other things like Livable Communities Act going through. Folks, you want to live in Soviet China, Communist China? You're going to get a front row seat to it, and every control freak's going to be squatting on you.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used pure soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
If you want to know where all of this is coming from, it's Agenda 21 of the United Nations. All the major governments work with them. The Chinese government loves it. It's what they did with the Great Leap Forward. Literally, I had a top professor on agreeing last hour. And it's total control. You control food and water, you control it all. Don't collect rainwater, a month in jail. Here's a headline, 60 days in jail for overgrown grass in New York State. WVLA. They want to pack their prisons. Now, they were giving people jail time here in Austin for 3-inch grass, mainly old folks. I went to show the city council people with 2-foot grass, the health department with foot-tall grass, and they shut it down real quick. But you got to stand up against these crooks. I mean, it's a parasitic government in almost every level. And the local rules are federally and internationally written. They've got international zoning law, SB 1619, SB 1619. The livable communities, which is a biodiversity, smart growth situation. And their stated goal is the end of our industrial society. And that includes farming. And they've also got new rules they're trying to push. And even if they can't have Congress pass it, they're saying any dust from tilling is not allowed. Any dust. Unless you buy variances like big agribusiness does. I saw the cases years ago in the Associated Press where there'd be thousands of violations at Tyson plants in Arkansas, and they wouldn't get in trouble. But then some little plant would get one violation and be shut down. Going back to Judith McGeary of the groups that are out there fighting all of this, I appreciate her joining us. The website's farmandranchfreedom.org. They're trying to pass this bill next week. Let's continue walking through some of the things it does, and then let's get into the enforcement arm and then how we fight this. Judith.
So another one of the things it does is it provides, this is partly enforcement, but they don't phrase it as enforcement. It provides that FDA can charge you for the cost of the reinspection. So let's say they come through your little commercial kitchen where you're making, a small amount of jam for the local market, and they find you've done something wrong, one violation. They can charge the cost of coming back and, charge their travel expenses, charge their staff rates, put the financial burden on that small little jam maker, which creates a wonderful incentive for FDA to keep telling small producers, no, you've done something wrong.
Let's remember the FDA for more than several decades allows certain amounts of cockroach parts, cockroach feces, rat droppings, rat hair in the food legally, but you're not going to be on that standard if they don't like how your kitchen looks and doesn't have an OSHA runway to it. You're going to have trouble.
And that's one of the core issues here is FDA's discretion. There were a lot of changes made to this bill that were intended to sort of be good for small and sustainable farms. But they all come down to FDA's discretion. So FDA is supposed to provide flexibility. FDA is supposed to take into consideration diverse farming practices. FDA can choose to exempt small-scale producers. But all of it boils down to what FDA chooses to do. And their track record is not one of helping small-scale producers. In fact, it's completely the opposite. And so, unfortunately, though, a lot of the senators are looking at this and saying, but we've addressed the issues for small farms. Don't worry. There's flexibility. There's consideration. There's extended deadlines.
There's no death panels in the bill.
Yeah, and I think some of the staff literally doesn't understand it. I mean, to be fair to them, I think they don't understand the reality of what it means to be farming on the ground, what it means to be a small-scale producer. And they need to hear from people. We need calls going into the senators right now saying, you either need to kill this bill or at the very least exempt out the small-scale producers.
But you've seen all the videos of the Amish and others being raided by police with guns drawn. I mean, you've seen those countless videos coming out where they come in and aim guns at people, who have small food co-ops.
Yes, I mean, it's scary what's going on. It is very scary what is going on, and it's at every level. And right now, it's scattered incidents, but the problem is any time one of those incidents happens, all of us who are in small-scale production look around and go, ooh, could that be us next? It's terrifying to live with this idea that significant chunks of the government don't like small-scale producers. And I'll say, and Alex, you and I may disagree on this, but I've talked to some of the government officials at different levels, state, local, federal, and there are individuals in that who are good folks who do support us, who do want to see local food survive.
Judith, the same thing in communist China or Nazi Germany. Mm-hmm. There were Nazis that tried to save Jews. The issue here
is the dominant
is the direction at the top we know is to shut down family farms. As you said earlier, that's admitted. And, I mean, we have John P. Holdren, head of the White House Science Department, saying they want to destroy an industry and literally knock us back to the Stone Age. I played that clip on Sunday. So, yes, there are a lot of people that don't like what they're doing, but it doesn't matter. They still do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just wanted to put in because I deal with some of these good folks on a regular basis, but the problem is the policies, the people in charge, the dominant theme is still get big or get out. and they're still listening to big agribusiness, and they're still supporting and promoting big agribusiness. And this bill gives them every bit of flexibility they need to continue doing that. They can continue to basically give a lot of big food and big agribusiness a free ride and, slam down on small-scale producers, the way that bill's written right now.
Absolutely. So what do? We call Congress? Are there any key senators to call about this bill?
I think the key is to call the senators from your state. So right now, that's who you're going to have influence with. I'd encourage everyone to call both senators. Remember, you have 2 senators from your state. I hope you know who they are, everybody. If you don't, you can just call the Capitol switchboard line. It's 202-224-3121. And ask, say I live in Texas. I want to talk to my senators. And tell them to amend or oppose Senate Bill 510. There is going to be an amendment proposed to exempt small-scale direct marketing producers from the 2 provisions we've been talking about.
R.K. Bailey Hutchinson, Bilderberg member, and Cornyn supporting S 510.
We don't have commitments from them either way yet. They have not publicly taken positions yet. And there's a new twist, speaking of enforcement, which we've sort of skimmed over, that there may be an amendment introduced to also add criminal penalties.
No, of course.
So up till now, there haven't been criminal penalties on that bill, but Senator Leahy of Vermont introduced a bill last week to add criminal penalties, and word is that it may get tacked on as an amendment to Senate Bill 510.
What are the prospects for the bill? Is it looking bad, like it's going to pass?
This thing, I've given up trying to predict this thing because I've made so many incorrect predictions on it in the last year, Alex. Senator Coburn from Oklahoma is very strongly opposing passage of the bill currently. His main issue that he's talked about the most is the financial impacts of it and the fact that it would increase the debt. This is an unfunded mandate. But there's some indication that they may be able to work that out and bring the bill to a vote next week. I think if it comes to a vote, it will pass. I think if it comes to the floor of the Senate, there are going to be enough senators who don't want a headline that reads, Senator so-and-so opposes food safety bill, that it will ultimately pass if it comes to a vote.
So
there's room for it not to come to a vote, and B, if it comes to a vote, we need an amendment to exempt our small-scale producers. It's not perfect. It's not the optimum. It's not everything I would have wanted, but it's a good, strong amendment that's being proposed by Senator Tester.
And they just sell this hysteria of, something's on the spinach coming from big factory farms. The eggs, again, big mega farm, big production facility. Meanwhile, I've done the research, listened to Derry Brownfield, who has constant guest on covering this. It's on record that they do almost nothing to look at pork, beef, poultry, produce coming out of Latin America, coming out of Asia. Almost all the enforcement is just harassing the living daylights out of small farms and ranches.
And again, that's not going to really change under this bill. The bill does have provisions to deal with foreign facilities, but there are 2 big catches to that. The biggest catch is it deals with third-party certifiers. So, they're going to go hire companies in China to inspect Chinese facilities.
Well, we also have the FDA saying melamine in milk is not bad for children. Pull up the AP headline, melamine some melamine not bad for children. So something that causes kidney failure and death, they say that's okay from China, but Judith McGeary, she's not going to make blackberry jam.
Exactly. What we need, the track record of imported food is very poor. Very, very bad. And the idea that third-party certification, that hiring companies within those countries is going to somehow solve the problem, really sort of defies normal common sense and defies the track record. It defies what we've seen happening. I spoke with one of my folks, actually, who has a supplement company, and he was telling me he brings in ingredients from China. He does. But they do quality control, and he kept hiring companies in China to try to do quality control over there. And every time it failed. Every time the quality control folks basically sold out, and he had to, return a bunch of stuff and keep doing the quality control here. And he's a private company, and he chooses to do that.
Did you know about 92% or more, but the numbers I see are